Hi, my name is Lisa Nunamaker, and I'm a landscape architect. And today I would love to show you how to step into landscape design. This is the spring, and we're all starting to think about what we want to do in our yards. And sometimes I like to encourage people to take a step back and to think about more of the planning stage and more of the design stage before you run to the nursery to buy plants. Before we run and grab our pens and pencils and our tracing paper, I wanted to explain just a few concepts about planting design in particular. One of the biggest secrets about landscape design is that all plants have a plant form. And once you understand that all plants have a shape or a form, you are ready to go to create a really cool composition for your house. For example, when plants have different forms, they might have different shapes, such as being rounded, horizontal, vertical, columnar, spreading, and it's really cool to see this in elevation. And in elevation, what that means is that you're looking at a landscape straight on. So for instance, if you're standing in front of your house and looking at it, that would be an elevation. So once you understand that there are plant forms, then you can take these plant forms and create a really cool composition in front of your house or whatever area you want to do a landscape design. One thing I love doing is taking a photograph of my house, putting tracing paper over it, and then creating a composition of forms with those plants to create a really beautiful arrangement. And the things that you want to try to focus on is accentuating your front door so people can find it. You want to frame the house to make sure the house itself is positioned into the landscape. And the third thing is to make sure you do not block windows and doors with your plant materials. I've already mentioned that you can use tracing paper on a photograph that you've taken, but today I'm going to use my tablet because I can take a photo with the tablet and then I can draw using a digital program right on the photograph. So with my tablet, I have the photograph on the screen. So the first thing I like to do is draw the elevation line, which is the horizontal line that runs along underneath your house, and all of the plants will sit on that. Now in my landscape, you'll see that I'm drawing the plants a little higher than the elevation line because my yard is sloped, but the final design will have them all hopefully touching the ground. So don't be afraid to sketch out many different ideas. It's really important that you explore different compositions of your plant forms to come up with the best idea for you. And as I'm drawing this, I'm drawing the different shapes of the plants to accentuate the entrance and also the house itself. I also want to make sure I add some larger trees for scale. So you'll see that on the right here, I've just added a tree to bring that scale down of the house. So you can see that I'm just drawing really quick circles and columnar forms and different sizes, small, large, just to start sketching in ideas to see what they look like together. And then I also love pulling in a ground cover in front to unify it all together. So there is one thing at least that makes it cohesive. It's really important that you don't just have a lot of scattered plants, but you have some repetition and something to unify everything. So that ground cover in the front is just unifying it. And that ground cover in the front can be 2 or 3 different ground covers, but it's just the idea that it's something low and horizontal. It's all the same form, and that's what pulls it together. And now I'm gonna add some ornamental grasses in there. And I love ornamental grasses because it's adding a more fine texture to this composition. It's a more pointy, strong form, and it's very dynamic. So it's just a different way to add some more interest to a plant composition. I'm gonna add some branching also to the trees, to the shrubs. You don't need to do that. That's an extra detail that I just love adding. But for your purposes, for your own home, whatever you need to do to help you understand the final composition, that's the most important thing. I'm adding color on mine. One thing I like to do on tracing paper is just use color pencil or marker. On my tablet, I'm using color, but I'm also adding shadows on one side of the plant. Again, you don't need to do that, but I'm just doing that to add depth to the plants so they're easier to read. If you feel comfortable with colored pencil on tracing paper, that's also a great material to use, or a great media to use to be able to add color to your drawings. And now I'm done, and I'm hoping that you can see that this is a pretty simple, straightforward approach to planting design. And I really encourage you to try this yourself, because it's just such a great way for someone to step into design and start exploring different compositions for your own home. And honestly, it's empowering to be able to do something yourself like this. And how exciting is it to create your own composition for your own home? There is so much to learn about landscape design, and I know we can't cover it all here, but I'm hoping I gave you a great foundation on which to start. And if you want to, you can definitely visit my website at Paper Garden Workshop. There I have tons of information that I've built up over the years. They're free resources for you, anywhere from garden design to landscape graphics, theme gardens, visiting gardens, all kinds of cool things. And I'm hoping that will inspire you to continue designing and learning about the world of garden design. Thanks for watching. I would love to see the gardens that you create. If you have any questions at all, please reach out.